Some mean girls are cruel for no deeper reason other than that they enjoy it. But a lot of the women who move like this are dealing with an insecurity they've never resolved, and it comes out sideways at other women. She doesn't feel safe within herself, so she manufactures safety by making other women feel smaller. Nothing she achieves ever makes her feel like enough, and she's constantly comparing herself to whoever's nearby. A secure woman doesn't need another woman to lose for her to feel like she's winning. Go ahead and click subscribe, and let's get into what's behind the manifestation of a mean girl. This starts long before any other woman is in the picture. Somewhere early on, she learned that being loved depended on being the best at something: prettiest, smartest, most impressive, whatever her household, community, and society rewarded. So her sense of being okay got tied to being on top. So she never developed the part of a person that says, I'm fine as I am. That part never got built because nothing in her life ever taught her she was worth anything when she wasn't winning. What's missing in her is intrinsic self worth. Most people have a baseline sense of being worthwhile that holds even when they fail at something, get rejected, or watch somebody else do better. She has no baseline. So any evidence that she isn't the best drops her straight into feeling worthless with nothing underneath to catch her. And a person in free fall will grab onto anything, which is where the cruelty comes in. She's also never learned how to tolerate feeling bad. When a secure woman feels a flash of insecurity, she feels it, it passes, and she keeps it moving. This one can't stand it even for a minute, so she has to shut it off immediately, and the fastest way to shut it off is to make somebody else feel worse than she does. The problem is, it works. She gets relief every single time, which is exactly how it turned into her personality. And since she can't produce that feeling herself, she has to get it from other people. Their approval, agreement, attention. Somebody else has to hand it to her before she can feel okay, and that puts everybody in charge of how she feels about herself. When it doesn't come, she'll go take it, and taking it usually means pulling somebody else down so she comes out higher. But deciding she's on top isn't enough on its own because she needs other people to see it. She rarely goes after anybody when nobody's watching. If everybody laughs, if a few people agree, if somebody piles on, then the order she's building becomes real to her. Without anybody watching, it's just her being mean in private, and that does nothing for her. Once a woman learns that being admired quiets the insecurity, the next step is obvious. She starts looking for places where the admiration never stops. Social media is one place where she gets that admiration, and you see this a lot with IG influencers, YouTube creators, and TikTokers, but it's bigger than that because what she wants is any environment where she's constantly admired, chosen, and followed. There's nothing wrong with enjoying admiration, but the applause ends up doing the work her own security should be doing, and when it stops, she's left alone with herself. And sometimes she'll even turn on her own followers and subscribers, and we've all seen that happen plenty of times. They hate when you have an opposing idea or belief because they can't stand feeling challenged in any capacity. And let me be clear about who I'm talking about because plenty of creators simply enjoy creating and they're not who I'm describing. I'm talking about the woman whose entire identity depends on staying above everybody else. For her, social media is the perfect setup because every like, comment, new follower, every compliment confirms the identity she's holding together. Social media didn't create the insecurity, but it feeds it every single day. My personal opinion about this is I think it's pathetic. That whole personality archetype needs intensive therapy. And what I've noticed is that a lot of them won't go because a good therapist is going to tell them about themselves and give them the real. They'd have to face what they are and how they got that way. And most of them will fire that therapist after one or two sessions rather than hear it. And I've watched creators build entire channels on punching down on other women. Colorism, featureism, how much money a woman has, her relationship status, whether she has kids. These women have no bounds. Whatever they can find to make another woman feel small becomes the content. So an authentic woman becomes a threat without doing anything at all. She's just existing without competing with anybody. But she represents everything the mean girl has spent years manufacturing on purpose. One woman pulls attention without trying, and the other one built an entire identity around controlling attention. And the whole difference comes down to performance. The mean girl is calculating how she's coming across, what she's projecting, who's watching. An authentic woman isn't running any of that in her head, and that's exactly why she destabilizes a performer. When somebody has built an identity on effort and you're pulling the same response with none, your existence calls the entire thing into question. She can't even accuse you of competing with her because she knows it's one-sided on her end. And that stings worse than if you were competing. And some of them hide all of this behind helping people. Being blunt doesn't make somebody a mean girl, and plenty of self improvement content is exactly what it says it is. But sometimes helpful content becomes an acceptable place to put contempt. What the audience hears is, I'm only trying to help you. What's sitting underneath it is humiliation, superiority, ridicule, and taking pleasure in exposing somebody. The teaching becomes camouflage, and you have to learn to tell the difference between somebody correcting you and somebody who's enjoying tearing you down. And people follow women like this for reasons that might surprise you because everybody assumes the audience agrees with her. Sometimes they do, but a lot of them admire what they've mistaken for confidence, and some admire the dominance itself. Others wish they could talk to other people that way, or they've confused being feared with being strong. Some enjoy watching somebody get humbled because it lifts them up a little, while others just want to be on the winning side. A lot of her audience is made up of insecure people borrowing confidence from somebody they think has it. And plenty of these women believe they're powerful, influential, intimidating, loud, and feared. None of that is respect. Security produces calm, and insecurity produces domination. So other women stop being people to her. Another woman becomes competition or comparison, or somebody who could replace her, or proof that she isn't measuring up. And the woman on the receiving end of all this usually didn't do a single thing to her. She's being treated like a threat because she's pretty, successful, or well liked, and that by itself is enough. And she can't settle on the two of you being on the same level. Somebody has to be above and somebody has to be below, and there's no setting in between for her. So every woman who comes near her gets sorted immediately, and she can't turn it off because if she stops sorting, she doesn't know where she stands. So she criticizes, she gossips, she leaves people out on purpose, she gets passive aggressive or condescending, or she humiliates somebody in front of other people. And every one of those behaviors gives her a hit of relief, which is what she's really after. What she's carrying is a belief that something is wrong with her as a person. There's nothing she can do about that because it's not attached to any specific thing she can go fix. And there's a reason that belief never goes away. No matter what happens in her life, she can get the promotion, the compliments, the man, the following, and none of it touches the belief because she's already decided what's true about her and she interprets everything through that. If somebody tells her she looks good, she'll assume they're just being nice. If somebody doesn't text her back, it confirms what she already believed about not being worth much to people. Good things bounce off her and bad things stick. So the belief never gets challenged. That's why you can't compliment a woman like this into being okay. So since she can't get rid of it, she gives it to somebody else. When she humiliates you in front of people, she's handing you the feeling that she can't stand having. And for a minute, you're carrying it instead of her. And the way she talks about other women is how she talks to herself. That voice in her head is brutal and it doesn't let up. It picks her apart all day long. Pointing it at you gives her a break from hearing it about herself. So when she's tearing into somebody, she's getting relief from her own head for a second. And that's why she keeps coming back to it. Since she has no internal way to check how she's doing, she uses status instead. So she's constantly sizing up everybody around her. Who's prettier? Who's more popular? Who has more money or a better relationship or a better career? Who's smarter? Who gets more attention? And when status is the only thing keeping her calm, losing any of it feels like danger. And she's never relaxed around other women because she's watching and collecting information. She's looking for your weaknesses, your insecurities, flaws, anything you're sensitive about. I broke down flaw fishing in my last video, as well as my video, The Price of Being Relatable, where somebody digs into your business hoping to reel up something they can use on you. Go watch those if you haven't already. But the mean girl, she's keeping a running list on you because information is what she'll use when she needs leverage. She also wants control over how everybody sees you, and that's what the labels are for. You're fake, arrogant, full of yourself, weird, insecure, you're trying too hard. And she says it early and she says it often. Now, how much that sticks depends on who she is. If she's just another woman in a group, people will form their own opinion about you eventually. But if she has authority over you, or she has a platform and the following, what she says about you becomes what people believe. And a lot of what she accuses other women of is what she's most afraid people will say about her. She'll tell everybody you're insecure, fake, everything you do is for attention, or you're jealous of her. More often than not, those accusations have nothing to do with you and everything to do with what she's hiding. What she's telling everybody about you is a confession about herself. Then your growth knocks her off balance. And I want to be clear that it doesn't take much. You don't have to be improving at all. You can be exactly who you've always been. And if you're pretty, happy, and people like you, that alone is enough to set her off. But when you do start getting more attention or more of what she wants, she experiences it as something being taken from her. You didn't take anything, but her sense of being okay depends on being above you. So when you rise, she loses the position she was using to feel good about herself, even if she's doing well in her own life. A woman who feels safe inside herself doesn't operate like this. Another woman doing well costs her nothing. And a mean girl confuses superiority with confidence, when confidence comes from feeling secure and superiority comes from staying on top of somebody. So when you put all of it together, this goes way past the woman who says mean things sometimes. Her insecurity turned into a personality. The sarcasm, gossip, intimidation, exclusion, the competing, the passive aggression, the superiority, every bit of it grows out of the same insecurity underneath. A woman who's secure doesn't need to be the prettiest, loudest, or the most followed, or the most admired, because her worth doesn't rise and fall based on who she's around. The mean girl thinks she's chasing power when what she's really chasing is relief. And that relief can't hold because every woman she competes with eventually changes. Audiences move on, compliments stop coming, and the spotlight goes somewhere else. She's trying to fix something internal with external wins, and that has never worked for anybody. That's the real tragedy. Which one of these have you dealt with? And did you clock her right away, or did it take you a while to see what she was doing? Tell me about it down below. Share this, like it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Take care.